All right, JD, so one of the biggest questions that our hunters are always asking is, Jerry, what kind of optics do you run? What are you running for binos? Do I need to bring a spotting scope? So we've got JD here with Zeiss that's going to help us out with some of these questions. As a guide, my go-to bino is a 10 by 42 range finding bino. I can use it for bow hunting, whether I'm bow hunting myself. I can carry my bow here, look up, range 50 yards, drop it back down in, and I'm already ready to go. If we're gun hunting, I can be right beside my client. I can range an animal 400 yards away and just have constant contact with that animal, give my client the constant range, and I can actually stay on them and watch the impact shot hit. So give us a little breakdown on these.
Yeah, the Victory RF is great. You get the best of both worlds. You get a premium binocular and a premium rangefinder all in one. It'll give you ranges from 11 to 2,500 yards with ballistics. You can pair it with the Zeiss hunting app, and you can enter up to 9 different ballistic profiles, so a bunch of different guns. It's ambidextrous, so if you're right or left-handed, you can switch it. Comes standard on the right side because most people are right-handed. But as you mentioned, whether you're bow hunting or gun hunting, if you want the ballistics, you've got it all in here. If you just need the angle compensated distance for bow hunting, it's all in there. Whether you're by yourself and you just need to be able to get a range, or if you're with your hunting partner and you're trying to do it for them or your client. But I'm kind of ruined on range finding binos because it's the best of both worlds. It's all in one.
Yeah, I carry one piece of equipment instead of two, and yeah, that's, you know, since they came out with the range finding binos, it's improved my game as a guide and a hunter tenfold. So
makes things easy. I forgot to mention the holdovers. It'll give you holdovers in minutes, mils, inches, centimeters, or clicks. So it doesn't matter what system you're shooting, you'll have a ballistic data for that.
So we had a hunter last year take a shot at a pretty steep incline. Maybe we're guessing about 35 degrees, and we're thinking that he shot high. That has a function that's going to give you a readout of the real range and then what to compensate for?
Yeah, so we call it equivalent horizontal distance. So your straight line distance, say if it was 300 yards, but the cut distance was 250. The second number, it's going to display 250, and that's what you would know is your shoot to distance.
Okay. All right. So this is a good compact pair to carry around for hiking and everyday glassing. Say we're going to get into sitting down and glassing long range and extended periods of time, like an hour or two. We're going to look at going to the 15 by 56 Zeiss bino. Give us a breakdown on why that for spotting.
So I'm a huge fan of the 15 by 56. I run the 10 by 42 RFs in a chest harness on my person all the time. But as soon as I stop moving, you know, I switch to the 15s. These come with the tripod adapter. It's just a 1/4-20 adapter that threads right into the front. And anytime I stop moving, I sit down, my tripod goes over my lap, and I'm using these. Common question I get is 15 power too much? No is the short answer. You can focus these down so that you're close focus. You can look at things, you know, inside of 10 yards. You're not going to have any issue. But for those long periods of glassing with these on a tripod, you have a really wide field of view. You have great light gathering. So you're going to let the optic do the work. You're going to leave it on the tripod, and you're going to pick that whole image apart instead of us scanning and being impatient like we are with handheld binos. So you're just going to end up seeing more game because you're more patient.
Yeah, a lot less strenuous on your eyes, and having them on a tripod, it's just much easier to pick up game.
And then if we need to zoom in on something, if you're trying to determine, you know, is that a 310 bull versus a 330, an 85 millimeter spotting scope. This is the Victory Harpia. It's a 22 to 65 power and then an 85 millimeter objective. This spotting scope has the magnification and focus in the body. It's the only spotting scope that does that. Most of them have the magnification in your eyepiece. The reason that's important is your field of view, so that if you're zoomed in on a bull and you're going to take a shot, or your client's going to, obviously once the shot happens, you need to see where the critter went. Mm-hmm. With that extra wide field of view, you still maintain that field of view and you're not losing the critter, and you're both trying to get back on target. So that extra wide field of view just makes it easier. You're able to zoom in on 65 power, but you're also able to keep a wide field.
Cool. So this is an 85. This is probably something that we would recommend if you're going to be glassing close to a vehicle. It's going to be a little heavy to pack around. I mean, are you going to pack this thing if you're going on a 10-mile hike, or are you going to want to go something
I pack
smaller?
the Harpia because of the other way. It saves me from not going. You know,
Yeah.
if I spot a bull and I'm trying to determine what he is, or a buck, whatever the case is, it saved me more times of not going 2 ridges over instead of having a smaller spotter where, you know, I'm not sure, and then I get halfway there and figure out, yeah, it's not something I want to pursue.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, there you have it. That's our recommendation. I've ran everything, Leica, Swaro, Vortex, and I picked Zeiss because they've got great quality, and even better is just the customer service. If I have an issue, I call them up and it's fixed like that, and to me that's one of the most important things. So good breakdown on what we run, and JD, thanks a lot for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.